If it's the only way to tap your full power, then I have no choice. No, you wouldn't! Billions of lives just disposable toys for you to play with? But of course they are, Goku. I'm a deity.
There was a time that Beerus wasn't only the most dangerous being Goku had ever met, but also, Beerus was one of the most evil, still searching for the only person he believed could actually defeat him. Beerus had been given a good reason to put on an act.
What is that?
I don't believe I've ever had this before.
It's a party special!
But what had first given him a good reason to be polite turned into Beerus's breaking point.
No, bully! All bullying is for boo!
For this very simple and beyond selfish reason, Goku's friends were now one step away from losing their lives. And as their relationship grew, Goku proved himself to be the only person capable of changing such an evil person. But was that even really an act of evil to begin with? After all, he is a god of destruction. Although his title made it seem like Beerus had the power to do anything he felt like, we soon learned that we really didn't know much about this role at all. As Zeno explained his reason for interrupting their little tournament, we suddenly understood why he deserved to be called the King of All.
Destroyers are supposed to destroy. Not doing your job is very bad.
There was much more to being a god of destruction than just having immense power. And unlike Beerus,
Show great wisdom in scolding them, sire. Recently, Lord Beerus has become more interested in napping and eating than in destruction, I'm afraid.
in 3 seconds, you can easily win up to $1,000 by instantly clicking the notification bell and watching the entire video fully until the end. 2. Check the pinned comment for giveaway link, and 1. Some of the gods actually took this duty seriously. Searching for anyone that could easily pair up with their trio, Universe 9 was only finding trouble. Only after seeing how unbelievably corrupt the people in this city had become, did their god of destruction feel forced to destroy them. And after we found out the Omni King's real purpose for holding the Tournament of Power, it was more clear than ever. Beerus not taking responsibility of keeping the balance between good and evil stable in Universe 7.
Thank you, my lord. So you won't... However, there's a greasy mouthfeel, which is odd. Tell you what, I'll only take half.
A bit harsh for food you called tasty, wouldn't you say, my lord?
Was one of the reasons Zeno was able to see how much evil was in his multiverse. If anything, wouldn't you agree that Beerus holds more blame for starting the tournament than Goku? But not long after Zeno had warned Beerus to stop being so irresponsible, we saw Goku bring out the first sign of change. While Beerus was lying comfortably in hibernation, Whis had been planning some things out on his own.
Make me your student, please, and I won't let you down.
I want to become as powerful as Lord Beerus. It's all I can think about. I beg you, I'll do whatever it takes. Please be my teacher.
Welcome back, Whis. Everything is in order.
Hey, what's up, pal?
Even though you'd expect him to be pretty upset this was all happening without his permission, Beerus woke up with open arms, not only allowing them to train on his home planet, but Beerus was also allowing Goku and Vegeta to be trained by his own teacher. But as strangely kind as this was of Beerus, was it really enough to say that Goku had started to change him? After helping Whis train the two Saiyans for some time, Beerus got a desperate call.
Bulma? Hello?
Whis, so he can hear me. Scumbag Frieza has come back to life somehow, and I'm looking at him right now. He brought a whole army with him, and we're in serious trouble.
You mean like Frieza?
What in the hell is going on?
But unlike Goku and Vegeta,
This is no time for your excuses. You need to concentrate harder or our families are going to die.
Beerus' reason for returning to Earth was much less heroic.
What? Beerus is here? Why are you here?
I thought that was obvious. I came here to eat this delicious sundae.
Even saying it right out how much he really cared about Goku.
Take no sides in this battle. I'm a destroyer god, not an arbiter.
Wait, you mean you'd really let him win?
It's not my fight now, is it?
It was becoming pretty clear that maybe Beerus wasn't changing after all. But if he was just simply allowing these two strangers to train on his planet, then how can we explain his help in defeating Goku Black? After future Trunks had escaped to the present timeline, much of Beerus' time was being spent away from home. Because with as many problems as Goku Black was creating, there was next to no time for Goku and Vegeta to be training. But what stood out even more than Beerus spending all this time on Earth was that he was becoming an active part of this battle. The more times they fought Goku Black, the more Goku and his friends were able to start fitting together the pieces of his mysterious bond with Zamasu.
Like I said, Goku defeated Zamasu in battle when we visited. The Kai must have taken special interest in him then. Black could be a magical copy of Goku, created with the limitless power of the Super Dragon Balls.
With Zamasu and Goku Black only creating problems for this one planet out of all the planets Beerus was supposed to be looking after in Universe 7, there didn't seem to be much reason for him to spend his time worrying about this single villain. But as soon as they had finished collecting all the evidence they needed,
Are you waiting?
Beerus showed us he did find this battle worth his time, as he took his involvement into Goku's problems one step further. Having seen it for ourselves since the very beginning of Dragon Ball Super, we already knew that Beerus was the last person to take his job as a god of destruction seriously. And yet, that was the only excuse he had for his strange actions. Was this just a cover-up so he wouldn't have to admit his real reasons for helping? After all, with it looking like Beerus was actually starting to care about Goku, don't you think he would destroy Zamasu just because it was important to his new friend? But if this truly was the case, then as soon as future Trunks decided to make sure his future had actually been changed, Beerus probably wouldn't have acted so cold.
I don't care. Whether your world's peaceful or a smoldering wreck makes no difference. Now get lost, you bore me.
Even after it was clear he thought future Trunks had a point.
Time has been split into more than one reality or timeline.
Sure, mortal. Jump in your little tin can and go see.
Beerus refused to openly admit that he could be wrong. Once again, the world was back to revolving around him. However, there's one person who has always been able to see through Beerus' words.
Don't you want to see how it turns out?
Oh, good grief.
As much as Beerus tried to have this unbreakable shell, he couldn't resist knowing if his secret friends would come out of this alive. So why even question whether or not Beerus was changing, especially considering that after Zamasu had been erased, he continued to allow Goku to train with his own angel teacher. Because waiting around to make sure Goku would be okay might not be as selfless of an act as you think it is. After announcing the Tournament of Power, the Grand Priest instructed Goku to find 2 other fighters to join him in the Zen exhibition match. And it was here that we learned the hidden reason behind why Beerus had been so easy to allow Goku's training with Whis. Falling into the arena, Universe 7's team looked around to find a difference between their opponents and the other universes around them. Seeing that only Universe 9 had brought along mortals, it was clear these other universes were merely here to watch, except for one.
Son Goku!
どなたですか?
無礼は承知の上、お許しください。
How does this tell us Beerus has been hiding something from Goku? As we learn deep into the Tournament of Power, Toppo was actually very special to Belmod. The only reason Universe 11, a team who would not be fighting in the Zen exhibition match, had decided to bring along a mortal was because of this special bond. Bringing him to events where only gods would normally be allowed, it was clear Topo was actually in training to take over that position. And this certainly seemed like the same path Beerus was headed when Goku pushed his buttons a little too hard. Had Goku acted like this around any of his other friends, they wouldn't have had any other choice but to convince him in a different way not to go see Zeno. However, having the ability to do so, Beerus instantly chose to destroy Goku. But why be so harsh to your own friend? Considering Goku to replace him as the balance keeper between good and evil, Beerus could see how this type of behavior could cause serious trouble for Universe 7, and being just a potential replacement for him, never actually his true friend. Beerus was easily able to rid the universe of that trouble before it got too powerful. But as soon as Goku was able to get away, Beerus' world was changed forever, and his plan to use Goku was flipped upside down by this.